And with that, we welcome you inside the Stan Sheriff Center. Kanoa Leahy, Chris McLaughlin, C-Mac, take us through the Kaiser Permanente keys to the match.
The Oregon Ducks have got to go pin to pin. They got two of the best slide hitters in the country. Kind of like Shayla Heft from Portland last weekend and Seabury. UH will have to go pin to pin, especially those middle blockers, to chase down those athletic players. And for Hawaii, they got to burn some in the middle. That's Natasha Burns. What a weekend she had last weekend, coming off a career all-tournament weekend. I think they should feed her early and often.
Well, she had 30 attempts in the last match against San Diego State, 15 kills. They fed her early and often on that occasion. We'll see how it plays out here this evening. First set for Oregon goes outside to Lauren Page. It's dug up. There is Burns in the middle, but the connection not there. Page a second time. The dink sniffed out by Castillo. And here is McKenna Granato. From behind the 3-meter line, goes off the block and down. So a little defense for Hawaii. The focus this past week was most certainly on that blocking scheme at the net.
Exactly, they did a much better job there. And Oregon a little sloppy those first couple rallies.
Hawaiian Financial, FCU starting lineups. At the bottom of your screen, Granato serves it into the twine. Also the quality of serving, the UH coaching staff saying a major emphasis here this week and something they're going to have to execute well here tonight. As Brooke Van Sickle, 5'9", redshirt sophomore from Battleground, Washington, gets ready to serve. She is an outside hitter / defensive specialist. Casey Castillo first swing off the block. Middle set to Burns. And Natasha Burns gets it down. I tell you what, the tournament she had at the Outrigger Challenge, where she was an all-tournament selection, lights out.
15 kills, hit 433 on that last night against San Diego State. Amazing. Great set that time from Afala.
Natasha Burns now averaging 2.6 kills per set after last week's performance. Willow Johnson with the big southpaw swing. Great dig by Granato, and then Casey Castillo launches it long. So a point to the Ducks. Hawaii 4-3 now on the year. A loss to Portland in the tournament last week, and then a pair of defeats to open the season at home against Kansas State. The Ducks are also a 3-loss squad. They're 5-3. Their 3 losses, though, came at the hands of teams that were at the time in the top 5 of the national rankings, as Willow Johnson gobbles up the overpass on the serve.
Hawaii's going to be very careful on overpassing against a team like this that goes 6'3", 6'2", 6'3" across the front. They just jump up and tap it down easily.
Ducks also have a victory over a top-ranked team in the country. They knocked off #1 Minnesota last week.
So what a victory that was for this squad. It gave Matt Ulmer and his staff so much more confidence in their players when they beat a team like Minnesota.
Matt Ulmer in his second year atop the program. Here's Noreen Yosia serving 3-3. Overpass. Sarah Leva couldn't get it down. Van Sickle somehow punches it over. Advantage Hawaii. Middle set to Leva. Dug up and down. And Hawaii playing pretty solid in the transition game here early on in set 1.
Except for Leva's first put down, which she did not put down very well. Just sort of made a swipe at that one. Was a much better contact and great set from Noreen Yosia.
Noreen Yosia, team leader with 9 aces on the season, tickles the tape on that one. Set goes slide. This is Ronica Stone. She is a good one. 6'2" junior from San Jose, California, off the block and down.
She's so athletic. High school All-American. USA Junior National Team last year. Played club volleyball with Kirsten Sibley of Hawaii.
4-all, and the first touch there by Angel Gaskin is sniffed out by Lindsay Vanderweide. Good dig here by Granato, and the backside set jostled around in the grips a little bit for Noreen Yosia, and it is an automatic point for the Ducks.
Rarely see Yosia make a ball handling error. She's got those sweet, soft hands.
Noreen Yosia, the Swiss Army knife here this season for the Rainbow Wahine. Utility is the word for sure. Bump sets it to Angel Gaskin against a triple block. Ducks now on the attack, and Ronica Stone pumps it down. You saw the numbers. She's second on the team in kills per set, team leader in blocks. And in that aforementioned victory over then top-ranked Minnesota, she had 19 kills and hit 615.
Yeah, those are gaudy numbers. All Pac-12 for 3 years, all freshman team her freshman year.
Here's Leva on the slide. Just placing placed it perfectly in the middle of that Oregon defense.
He made a great decision there. That set was not really in her wheelhouse, so she took a little bit off it, kept it in play, forced Oregon to have to make a play, and they did not leave against the kill.
So 5 serving 6 here in set number 1. Hawaii taking on the 12th ranked team in the country, Oregon. Rico Okino with the serve. Stone, the dink, pancake, diving save Okino. Free chance here for the Ducks though. Set goes outside, and that smack by Lindsay Vanderweide is also dug up. Here's Granato off the fingertips of the block. And on the second touch, a hammer down by the lefty setter, August Raske. Something you have to watch out for. The senior from Colorado Springs, Colorado, catching Hawaii off guard.
Here's Rico Okino's pancake dig. That kept the rally going. But look at this play by August Raske. She loves beating at 5'1" now. She's been at 6'2" for the last 3 years. Loves being able to hammer the ball up front.
Well, that wasn't quite a hammer time by Sarah Leva, but she got that hard angle inbounds, and so Hawaii within a point.
Leva goes up, just has a nice, sees where the block is and takes what the block gives her, that little wrist away shot.
Something she did well last week was serving the ball. That may have been an out ball, but instead it's an ace for Sarah Leva. She had 2 of those against the Aztecs, Hawaii's last game out.
I think it was an out ball, but you know what? The ball that she hits is such a knuckler, and it uses these wind currents so well in this arena that you got to take all the close balls for sure.
In that match, Leva also hit .455 with 6 kills. Here's Stone, blocked. Oh, but Oregon kept it alive, and then Stone hammered it home when Hawaii wasn't looking. The Rainbow Wahine celebrating a smidge too early, C-Mac.
Ball was kept alive. Yeah, great play. That time by Cameron Tastad.
Here's Gaskin against the double block, goes hard angle and wide, no touch, and it's a point for the Ducks. The kind of play that takes a bit of the air out of the building. If you're Hawaii, when you think you have a roof, all of a sudden it's a free Ronica Stone drill. Into the twine it goes though from Stone.
Very good serving team. Ryan Shuji was alluding to the fact that he's not sure if Hawaii can stay in the 2-person passing pattern because this is such a good serving team. The #1 serving team in the Pac-12 as far as aces are concerned.
Served by Faith Ma'afala, pass tight to the net, and then Burns, anticipating the dump shot by Raske, put up the wall and said,
What I like about that play is that Burns was very well aware that Raske was in the front row and an eligible attacker. That's why she went up with her on that close, tight set.
Back-to-back points for Hawaii to draw even here, 9 apiece. Another overpass, joust at the net, kept alive by Okino, and Tita Q sends it across. Outside, the swing by Lauren Page will not be returned. Page, the 6'2" senior from Riverside, California, averaging 2.1 kills per set.
Another high school All-American for this team. #1 blocker a couple of years ago. Pac-12 honorable mention a couple of years ago. Been a quiet force this year. 16 kills against the #1 team, Minnesota.
And then the serve into the net from Raske. And so Hawaii again even here with the Ducks. 10 serving 10, and it will be McKenna Granato, the 6' senior out of Kailua. 6 aces on the year. She's the team leader with 3.6 kills per set, and she goes into the twine a second time.
2 serves into the net. I would love to have seen Granato serve a little higher, force Oregon to have to earn the point as opposed to be given a freebie.
And here is Brooke Van Sickle again. Oregon, a lot of float servers. Van Sickle, though, maybe the toughest of them all. And so Hawaii dodging a minor BB there as that one sails long, and we're tied again.
How about Van Sickle? 16 aces on the year. Had 9 of them in one match.
Coming off of a knee injury. Was able to draw a medical red shirt last year. Otherwise would likely be a 6 rotation type of player, but not quite there yet in the eyes of head coach Matt Ulmer, as Casey Castile hits the pin on the swing, and it's a point for the Ducks.
Casey, a couple of avoidance attacks. First one was high over the block, trying to hit high hands. The second one down the line trying to avoid the block. I think she just ought to go at the block and see what happens.
Ma'afala bump set to Yosia. Double block was up, and there was no getting by that one. 6'3", Lindsay Vanderweide and Ronica Stone at 6'2".
This is a big block. The swing block was reaching way over the net. Good penetration.
Served by Brooke Nunaviller. Yosia again trying to go high hands. Was there a touch? No touch. Point for the Ducks. And it is now 14 serving 11, and you get the feeling a crucial juncture of this opening set.
I would totally agree. Point for White to side out right here. Keep the Ducks within reach.
The Ducks moving up 6 spots in the latest ABCA poll from 18 to 12. Here's Leva, blocked and roofed solo style by Ronica Stone. Yes, she was stonewalled, and it's a timeout on the floor. Welcome back. Tonight's Jack Vac. To be the best, you got to play the best. Oregon has faced 4 top 5 opponents in the first 3 weeks of this 2018 season. Number 3, Texas. Number 2, Nebraska. Number 1, Minnesota. And number 5, Penn State. Their one victory among the bunch was against then top-ranked Minnesota. But Matt Ulmer, who took over last year, his very first match was a victory over eventual national champion last year, Nebraska, at the Vert Challenge in Gainesville, Florida.
And his bucket list this year was to visit 2 arenas, the 2 best in the country, Nebraska and Hawaii.
And he is fulfilling that goal here tonight. Great dig there by Nunaviller on the Casey Castillo swing, and it's a free chance for Hawaii. Can they take advantage? Yosia off the block and down, and a much-needed point out of the timeout after a lengthy sequence for the Rainbow Wahine.
A well-played point by both teams. Marine finally getting out of the rut there. She had getting blocked and making a couple errors. Hawaii, very unusual for them to be hitting negative at this juncture. At the break there, 5 kills, 6 errors, hitting negative 056.
Yosia handled by Nunaviller. Back row set, that's Van Sickle dug up by Granato. So Leva bump sets Castillo, she'll send a free ball across. It's Willow Johnson going cross court to Vanderweide, blocked back. Now the middle, it's Stone, a rocket. Off of the one-handed dig attempt by Tita Acu.
Stone's so tough. She was tight behind the center. You saw Casey Castillo out on the, waiting for the wide slide out to the pin. Did not happen. Stone says, you know what, I want one right behind the center. That way I only have one blocker up, and that's what happened.
Outserved, though, by Cameron Tastad. Oregon hitting 333 here so far in set 1. Hawaii flatlining it as a squad, and it is Rika Okino back behind the line to serve. 13 serving 16. The Rainbow Wahine, though, competing here for sure in this opening set.
Absolutely. They've got to feel good about staying this close for this long against this good a team.
Stone on the slide, dug up but only momentarily by Okino. Stone already putting in some heavy-duty work. 5 kills on 7 swings, error-free. She was an all Pac-12 selection last year. The highest-rated recruit in Oregon Ducks history. She was a top 10 ranked recruit by PrepVolleyball.com. And Granato, that one came spinning out of the palms, and so that's a free point for Oregon, and they've opened up their largest lead of this first set. See Robin Amo Santos, just like her counterpart across the way in her second season as head coach. Backside, it's Gaskin. Good read there by Tastad. Back row set, that goes off the block. And Lindsay Vanderweide with another kill, 6'3" senior from Turlock, California. And it is a 3-0 run for the Ducks, prompting a timeout by the Bows. Let's go inside the numbers presented by Heineken. 148-83, that's Hawaii's all-time record versus members of the Pac-12 conference. The only program that Hawaii has a losing record against out of the Pac-12 is UCLA. And out of the timeout, an out serve. So credit that point to Robin Amo Santos and that timeout signal as Natasha Burns comes rotating back into the front row for Hawaii, and Sarah Leva will serve. Hawaii trailing by 5. Good pass there. Slide goes to Stone. The dink works. It's as easy as that. She's got 6 kills on 8 swings.
She's making it look easy. She goes heat, 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 and then she pulls the string, goes soft tip, catches the defense hanging back on their heels. Straight shot. She's quite the player.
Hitting 390 on the year tonight. She's at 750. Hawaii out of system. Gaskin has to try to do something with it. With the opposite hand got blocked. Okino. High ball bump set to Granato, finds the deep corner. And that's going to be challenged, it appears. The call was in by the line judge, but immediately Matt Ulmer, the head coach, busts out the green card. So they will take a look at this Granato kill.
Ulmer was sitting almost on the line there. That's why he jumped up so quickly.
Well, he decided not to.
It's like he pulled it
challenge.
back.
Yeah, he grabbed it, walked over to Dan Hironaka, the down official, and then immediately put it back in the pocket. Meanwhile, Sumit Gill, 6'2" senior from Elk Grove, California, goes off the block and out. And Oregon has turned the final pole here, 21-15 in set number 1. And it is Rasky getting ready to serve.
How about Gill's kill percentage this year? .438. Number 1 in the Pac-12.
Burns, that one got picked up by Nunaville. In the back row, Vanderweide. She is a 6 rotation player. Battled through knee issues all last year, had a career low hitting percentage of 184, but as you mentioned, 3-time all Pac-12 selection throughout her career.
When she was a freshman, she was the number 2 hitter on the team in production.
Ma'afala goes high and away to Yosia through the block and down. Well, Hawaii's got some work to do here in set number 1.
Sumit Gill, a little late getting to the outside there, left some room between her forearms and the net. Yosia took advantage.
Granato into the net twice so far in both her serve attempts. This one, she gets across. Outside, Lauren Page pulls the string.
Lauren Page, Oregon.
Might be some instructions coming from the bench that Hawaii is in a really wide perimeter defense. The hitters ought to take advantage of that by tipping the ball more. Last 2 gone down. Last one by Veronica Stone as well.
Here's Van Sickle once again to serve. Q had a hard time handling that one, so Castillo centers it and Granato gets it across. Here's Willow Johnson, goes off the block. Oregon still with it, this time the other side. Vanderweide, Yosia tried to play it off the net. And that's a point for Oregon. It's aloha ball for the Ducks here in set number 1. And this escalated quickly. Robin Amos Santos signaling for a timeout. 24-16 Oregon in a bad of an eye.
Yeah, and this last one, I think Hawaii was going to make sure that the tip was going to be had. So 2 people went for it. Ma'afala and Yosia both had that. They couldn't recover.
Need tickets to an upcoming UH contest? Well, visit HawaiiAthletics.com, call 944-BOWS, or visit the Stan Sheriff Center box office. 3 easy ways to get your seats for exciting UH sports action. Oregon hitting .480 here in this opening set compared to .077 for the Rainbow Wahine. What are you seeing here? I mean, obviously Oregon comes with size. They run a pretty tempoed offense, not quite as fast as what we saw from the Portland Pilots last week, but with that size, awfully physical.
Exactly. That's a great way to describe them, I think, is physical. And they got a decent tempo, like you said, not as fast as Portland, but fast enough to make it difficult for Hawaii blockers, the middle blockers especially, to get all the way pin to pin.
Let's check in with Ryan. What's up?
Hey, thanks, Kuno. Well, here on the Oregon sideline, the coaching staff talking to the players specifically about serving 6 service errors here in this first set, essentially 3 points given over to the Wahine. He wants his team to take their time from behind the service line and focus on keeping this ball in play, saying their defense can do the rest. Back over to you.
Thanks a lot, Ryan. Meanwhile, Hawaii just 2 service errors and an ace, but there seem to have been moments against a team like Oregon where you can ill afford to commit any errors or mistakes. There seem to be some key moments where Hawaii just didn't take advantage of the scenario or the situation.
Exactly. Basically, when you play a top 3 team out of the Pac-12, you got to be pretty error-free.
Well, just what Ryan was talking about. Serve into the net. That's the 7th service error here for Oregon, but it remains aloha ball for the Ducks here in set 1. And Tita Q with the serve. Backside set, that's Johnson, cross court and wide. And it's a point for Hawaii. Willow Johnson is the top hitter, 3.3 kills per set. And she's hitting .394, Chris, on the year.
Yeah, I think she's got her dad's arm. What do you think?
That's right, the daughter of big league pitcher, Hall of Famer, Randy Johnson. Diving save by a Q, but it is Willow Johnson. Yeah, that lefty arm power, that is most definitely hereditary. Oregon closes the door in set number 1, 25-18. They'll swap sides, and the Rainbow Wahine will play from behind.
This presentation of Rainbow Wahine Volleyball is sponsored by Bank of Hawaii and Hawaii Honda Dealers.
Well, Ronica Stone was stone cold in that first set. 6 kills on 8 swings. No errors, C-Mac.
On the year, she hits like .390. Now she's hitting .750. And just putting ball after ball down. And she's doing it all kinds of ways. The wide slide, the tight slide, the tip shots like that. And then she's getting points for her team by blocking as well. Their only block solo came from her. What an athlete.
Yeah, her dad is a somebody as well. 3-time Pro Bowl offensive lineman Ron Stone, who won a pair of Super Bowl rings with the Dallas Cowboys. So some good genetics running all the way through for this Oregon Ducks squad, who, at least in that first set, appeared all they are quacked up to be.
Oh, I knew it was coming.
Outside, here's Casey Castillo. The block was late. A lot of attention being given to Natasha Burns in the middle, and so a wise decision to go out to the far pin, and Castillo puts it down. Here's Tita Q with the serve. And Johnson, it gets returned.
It's Castillo's dome.
And Castillo able to knuckle it up. She'll get a full swing out of it against a double block, two-handed in the air by Brooke Nunaviller. Outside, that's Lauren Page. It'll be returned. Good dig in the back row by Granato. Roll shot. Castillo make it 2-0 Hawaii here in set number 2.
Very crafty shot by Casey Castillo. Smiles all around. She sees both blockers up. Little wrist away shot. Great shot by Case.
And they keep it going. Good in-serve there by a Q. And then a great dig by Granato on the Sumit Gill swing. You'll see it just touches it over. And a lot of Oregon Ducks looking at each other as it falls between them. Another point for Hawaii and a 3-0 run to get things going.
Boy, the beneficiary of some Oregon defense that's a little sloppy right now. First set, they're the beneficiaries of 7 Oregon service errors.
Block was up on Page. Second time goes cross court and wide. Point for Hawaii. And it is 4-0 here in set number 2. And we're going to have a substitution for the Ducks as Brooke Van Sickle. She checks into the match. Talk about genetics. Dad Gary played volleyball here at the University of Hawaii, and her mom Lisa played volleyball at Hawaii Pacific University. Pancake saved by a Q. No, it's waved off. Well, Q thought she had gotten the spatula underneath, but Ernie Ho, the top official, he says, no, that touched her Terraflex.
Yeah, it definitely hit the ground. She did a nice job of trying to sell it, though. You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Veteran move there.
One of the reasons why she got Defensive Player of the Week last week.
Good pass there by a Q. Leva in the middle. Through the blocking down. And a positive start here for Hawaii, and you gotta like the response after falling 25-18 in the first.
They could have easily folded up the tents and just played out the rest of the night, knowing they just got whooped up on by a very good Oregon team, but instead they come out fighting here in set number 2.
Incredible serve, but how about the pass by Van Sickle? Touched over by Johnson. A Q bumps that back row to Granato. Got it in! Curled it to the near sideline, just out of reach of August Rasky. And another point for Hawaii.
Not a nice little cut shot. Goes away from the middle blocker. There's a touch that time by August Raski.
See Granato, 4 kills against San Diego State last week. Her first match this year where she didn't hit double figures in that department. The roof is up for Hawaii. Leva right next to Angel Gaskin. And the Rainbow Wahine up 7-1, forcing the 12th ranked Ducks to signal for a timeout. Hawaii alive and well here in set 2. Welcome back. Well, a small victory, symbolic if nothing else. Hawaii forcing Oregon to call a timeout here early in set 2, C-Mac.
Yeah, a lot of times when coaches unranked teams are playing ranked teams, it's kind of a moral victory if you can force the ranked team to call a timeout at any point.
Oh, you'll see it goes a little long, so the timeout works from the standpoint of Matt Ulmer, but you see the hitting percentages here in set number 2 very early on, but negative 111 for Oregon, 833 for Hawaii, and Sarah Leva off to a positive start. 4 kills on 6 swings, hitting 500. Here's Gaskin. A delayed middle set sniffed out. Johnson, tough angle, and Gaskin whiffs on what could have been a save there, as Johnson most certainly didn't get all of it.
And Johnson did not get a great set there, so she just did everything she could just to keep the ball in play. And you're right, Gaskin did a rare whiff.
Here's Granato from the back row, dug up by Van Sickle. Middle goes to Ronica Stone, and she is just doing all the right things, playing all the right chords here through the first set plus.
Everything she touches is turning to gold.
And just like that, Oregon back within 3. The crowd starting to turn the volume knob a bit. You'll see a slide to Leva, high hands, punched up by Van Sickle. Johnson, the dink, right there is Castillo. Hawaii in its transition, they'll go back to Casey. Dug up by Van Sickle. She has looked sharp along that back line, but the set too far wide for Vanderweide to handle. And it is a point for Hawaii. But how about the insertion of Brooke Van Sickle? She has been digging up everything back there for the Oregon Ducks.
Yeah, she is one great all-around player. You know, she got injured last year, 4 games into the season, and so she's been itching to come back and get the full strength again. She played a big role in last year's match against Nebraska. 22 digs.
Oh, great dig by Yosia on what was a clear path swing there for Ronica Stone. Vanderweide high hands. Right there is a cue. Backside, here's Gaskin. Blocked and roofed. Vanderweide getting the gist of that one.
This is Vanderweide and Ronica Stone.
Gaskin took a good swing, had a hole in the block right there. She didn't go for it. She went down the line instead. Had a nice hole in the block that Yosia gave her by juking the middle.
Gaskin coming off of clearly her most productive match as a Rainbow Wahine since transferring from Maryland. 10 kills, hitting .318 against San Diego State a week ago as Granato cuts it too wide. And it's another point for Oregon.
And Granato got a hold of that one.
A 5-1 run here for the Ducks, and they're creeping back into the scene. Cameron Tastad with the serve. You'll see a backside. Here's Gaskin against the double block. Is blocked. Leva pops it up. Q trying to center it, and a free ball coming here for the Ducks. Stone. It's Groundhog Day right now for Oregon.
It is. Ronica Stone. You know, she gets so many kinds of different balls, too. She'll go in front of the setter. She goes behind the setter tight, behind the setter wide.
High ball, Granato through the block and down. She challenged Stone on that one, who had August Raski, the setter, up with her.
You know, it's no wonder that Stone gets, you know, the #2 amount of sets on the team. Normally, that goes to the 2 outside hitters who are hitting all the broken plays. Instead, Ronica Stone gets more than her share.
Overpass. Burns unable to put it down. Hawaii scrambling now. And here comes a free ball for Oregon. Raski, as everyone was waiting for that slide to Stone, she pulled one out from under her sleeve.
Well, that's as good a left-handed put down as we've seen in a long time. Tough to defend that. Burns right now is 1 for 3 on defending it.
See the assist numbers for Rasky. She's actually second in the NCAA currently. And Burns got a touch and gets another kill. It may not always look textbook. It may not always be executed crisply, but good things more often than not happen when Natasha Burns is in on the play.
Exactly. She's a little bit unorthodox, you might say.
Rasky slide to Stone, blocked and roofed. And that is the first hitting error of the evening for Veronica Stone, and credit McKenna Granato.
Granato got all of that one.
From her knees, Rasky sets up Lauren Page, who obliges nicely. And a point for Oregon. 9-7-11 here coming up in another competitive first half of set number 2. And Stone stays in to serve. One hand set to Burns by Ma'afala works.
Ma'afala, the Kamehameha Kapalama graduate, does a nice job of getting up high on that one. Saved that ball from going over the net. Keeps it alive for Burns.
Played 2 years at Southern Utah as the starting setter there before transferring here to Manoa. Overcoming knee injuries of her own. Faith Ma'afala, very much a contributor here this year in this her senior season as Granato sends it home. But again, just like the first half of set number 1, Hawaii competing and right now in the position of trying to hold off the Oregon Ducks. Rasky, jump floater. Slide, Burns. That one two-handed in the air by Vanderweide. She'll swing at it from the back row, almost got it down. Good dig, Granato. Yosia dinks it over the double block. Sliding save, Nunaviller. Vanderweide from the back row. She can hit from just about everywhere.
Vanderweide, one of 4 returning starters. 6 rotation player, hits out of the back row. Hits a lot of the broken play balls, out of system balls.
Burns in the middle. Got under it that time, no touch. And Oregon has fought its way all the way back. At one point it was 7-1 in favor of the Rainbow Wahine. That was their largest lead of this second set. Cue the crowd once more. Ma'afala goes middle to Burns, blocked back by Gill. And a free ball coming here for the Ducks. Rasky backside to Johnson, dug up by Q. High ball to Castillo, off the fingertips of the block. Good dig there by Vanderweide. Johnson, tough angle, was far outside the pin. And so she wasn't really able to follow through on that one, much to the benefit of Hawaii.
How about Tita Kiu? There's no block up there to protect her. She's basically all alone, digging down the line. Great way to keep that rally alive.
Why she's the current Big West Conference Defensive Player of the Week. There she is again. Leva in the middle. And a tight smackdown there by Sarah Leva.
Faith Ma'afala unafraid to set the ball to the middle, even though she's 10 feet off the net.
5 kills to lead all of Hawaii's hitters for Sarah Leva. Very involved here tonight. And Hawaii by 2. Back row set, Vanderweide, 2-hand save there, Ma'afala. Leva bump sets Yosia. How about the roll reversal?
I thought that Yosia was going to set the second ball instead. Leva steps in and sets it, puts up a nice little bump set. Yosia down the line. She loves that shot. She'll either catch an outside blocker's hand or just drill it straight down the line like that.
An ace by Tita Q. And Hawaii back up by 4.
Tita Q, nice little floater, painting the line there. Tough ball to pass.
A 4-0 run for Hawaii.
Even even Nunnerviller couldn't pass that one. She's been pretty darn good this year in the passing department. Could have been an outside hitter, you know. They converted her to libero. She's a 5'11", good jumper, big arm.
Yeah, it was actually recruited as an outside hitter and libero. High ball outside Van Sickle. She got up off the ground, returned over the net. And it is a dig kill for Faith Mahabala. Timeout, Matt Ulmer. Hawaii back up by a handful. Trying to even this thing up. Welcome back. Let's check out the first Hawaiian Bank top 3. Big West digs per set. Malia Boko of UC Davis is at 5.7, a gaudy number. But Tita Q, the reigning conference defensive player of the week, 4.88 digs per set. She was absolutely phenomenal last week in the outrigger challenge. Here's Johnson. Tried to slice it, but did so too thinly. And Hawaii has matched its largest lead of this second set.
Combination of Hawaii doing some pretty good, playing some pretty good volleyball, and Oregon some self-inflicted wounds. That's 6 hitting errors here in set number 2.
And a Q delivers again.
Her second ace in the last 4 serves.
Largest lead of set 2 for Hawaii. It's 19 serving 12. Can a Q keep the pressure on? That one goes long.
Didn't miss by much, but she's wanting to put a lot of pressure on that Oregon offense right now. Unafraid to really hit the ball hard in that jump float. I think it's a good idea. Great time to take a chance there.
The crowd applauding the effort of a Q. Here's Van Sickle. She's got a pretty nasty jump floater as well, handled perfectly by a Q. Castillo gives it a rip.
Give all the credit that time to Faith Mahabala. Great set. How about Sarah Leva selling the middle? Great decoy. Oregon's middle late to get out there. Castillo had a wonderful, gigantic hole to hit through.
Castillo 12 kills, hit 258 against San Diego State. And we commented a couple of times last week just how fluid her swing was. And that was another example right there.
Exactly. She really looked good there. Started off slowly tonight, and she's picking up speed.
So 20 serving 13. Yosia will just float it over flat-footed. Backside, it's Johnson. The dink. Akiu gets it up. Castillo from off the net and is dug up by Nunnerviller. Ducks on the attack. It's Gill. Her dink is sniffed out by Castillo. Bumps it cross court to Gaskin. Good dig there by Rasky, the setter. So Johnson, back row, sets up Van Sickle, who hits it long, and it's a point for Hawaii. Great defense exhibited again by guess who?
Let me guess. How about Tita Akiu?
It's always good to have a Tita on the floor if you're the University of Hawaii.
Oh, remember the great Tita Ahuna? She was a legend.
Outside, Vanderweide finally applies the tourniquet here for the Ducks, but now they, in a flipping of the script between sets 1 and 2, they have a tall hill to climb to get back into the mix here. They also have the firepower to do just that, though. Yosia, middle set to Gaskin, high hands, chased down by Van Sickle. Outside, Vanderweide down the line and in.
Smart shot, Vanderweide saw it. So Yosia sneaking up to get the tip shot, leaving that back right spot, back right area 1 wide open.
Nunnerviller to serve. Deep corner, a Q, just able to get it up into the air. Castillo from off the net, blocked and roofed. Stone getting the gist of that one. And that's now 3 straight points for Oregon. Robin Amos Santos has seen enough. She'll call a timeout as the Ducks have been able to fight their way back to within a handful.
I was about to tell you, it's a good time for Robin Amos to call a timeout, as they've got the Oregon Ducks are starting to catch up now. And Hawaii, I think, really needs to regroup here and figure out a good way to get a side out, because getting these last 4 points of any set are the most difficult.
What has been the difference, though, in Hawaii getting to this 21-16 point here in set 2?
Well, 2 things. One is they're playing great defense. Whenever you get a player like Akio make digs like she does, it inspires everybody. That kind of gets contagious. It's infectious, that energy in those magnificent plays. That's one thing that makes everybody play better, I think. And the second thing is, you know, Oregon's they just had so many self-inflicted wounds that it's making Hawaii's shots look even better when Oregon makes mistakes. Hawaii winning more rallies than they, I think, are used to winning against a team like this. Hawaii's got 11 hitting errors so far, and Oregon's got 9.
All right, let's check in with Ryan.
Hey guys, well, here on the Hawaii sideline, the coaching staff coming into this match knew the fact that the Oregon Ducks likes to mix up their shots. They go for the hard cross, the down the line, but they also throw in the tips. Right now, the Hawaii coaching staff are really imploring their team to pick up the tips, pulling the off blockers, saying that you've got to do your job. They do not want to see another tip hit the ground. They're really going to focus on picking up those off-speed shots coming out of this timeout. Back over to you.
Thanks a lot, Ryan. Yeah, that was a bit of a bugaboo for Hawaii in that opening set. They certainly have cleaned that up for the majority of the second set, but Oregon with a little momentum being conjured up here, trailing by 5.
I don't think any Hawaii player will duck that responsibility.
That was well done there, C-Mac. He was ready to go tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Good rundown dig there by Aq. Here's Castillo off the block. Diving save, Granato bumps it. You'll see it. A Castillo by the double block, but right there was Nunaviller. Back row set. Van Sickle has to two-hand it over. Sniffed out by Aq. Leva in the middle is blocked. Diving save. Gaskin rattled around and returned by Aq. We play on. Stone, block, and root by Leva.
In the middle of that play, Brooke Nunaviller came up with a terrific dig. Right there, Leva comes up with an amazing block. Wow.
Sarah does it solo on Ronica Stone,
who's been unstoppable tonight. Literally, Ronica Stone, you know, she went, how long did she go? About an hour before she made her first mistake. And Sarah made her pay just then.
So 22 serving 16. The SSC quiets as Rico Okino sends it over. Here's Johnson. And she pounds it off of the Terraflex.
Hawaii's got to be really careful as an Oregon team that can score points in a hurry, in bunches.
Yeah, they can bundle them together, that's for sure. Cameron Tastad, 5'3" Frosh from Solana Beach, California. With the serve, Aq handles the pass well. Granato on the outside by the block, pinballed around, and it'll be a free ball coming here for Hawaii. Can they take advantage? Outside, it's Granato. The block was late, but she pumps it long. And a point for the Ducks. They're back within 4. A 5-1 burst here by Oregon. And it looks like we're going to have a challenge. I think Robin Amos Santos saw a touch on that swing by Granato. Doesn't hurt to at least give it a try, maybe.
Either that or she doesn't want to use up her second timeout. Either way, I think it's a smart challenge. Each team getting a chance to regroup with their coaches. This is, like I said before, this is strategic sometimes to use that replay card. Here's the swing. See if the finger bends back there or the ball changes spin. Ooh, I didn't see either happen there.
Yeah, these are tough to see. Touch, no touch at the net. One of the most difficult propositions here in these replay challenges.
Not sure there's enough evidence there to overturn the no-touch call.
Dan Hironaka taking a long, hard look at it. So he's been down on the court. Ernie Ho is up on top of the ladder. Kevin Chun and Sam Montalvo are the 2 line judges.
There's the best look. Yeah, that was the best look right there, and there's definitely no touch there. But one way as a hitter, if you want to sell it, come down and yell touch right away. Renato, I think, was mad at herself that she hit it out. She didn't come down and sell the touch.
It almost depends on what you assume going in, because if you think there was a touch there, you can convince yourself that there was a touch via that replay.
Absolutely.
But it will not be reversed as Dan Hironaka makes the final judgment. So 18 serving 22. Hawaii 3 points away of evening this matchup. And what an accomplishment that would be, considering the lopsided defeat in set number 1. But they got work to do. That will help as Tastad sends it long after that delay for the review challenge. So in a way, we've always said it, right? The review challenge can work like a timeout, and in that instance, it most certainly did.
Yeah, I think it was a great call by Robin Dos Santos to slow this game down, slow this rally down.
Vanderweide. Well, one of those tip shots did hit the ground.
I guess they did duck their responsibilities. Dos Santos is not going to be happy about that, since she spent a lot of that last timeout, according to Ryan Clay Suji, telling the players to not have any more balls hit the ground.
You're saying that touch shot was soft as a feather?
Yes.
Burns, did she hit the back line? No. Goes just long. Point for Oregon.
I wouldn't let the points get any closer than 2 to use the second timeout.
Vanderweide to serve. Crowd trying to make some noise again. Okino couldn't handle the pass. It's an ace. It's a point for the Ducks, and Robin Dos Santos is forced to call another timeout. This Oregon team will not go away here in this second set.
Well, there's a reason why they're the 12th ranked team in the country. There's a reason why they beat the #1 team in the country, Minnesota, last week. You know, there's a reason why they can come back with all those high school All-Americans, one after the other. Read down the bios in their media guide. It's pretty amazing, the credentials that are on this team. And they're coached by a great guy, Matt Ulmer. An interesting story himself, the way he got started in winning an NC2A championship in beach volleyball.
Yeah.
The youngest NC2A champion ever at age 28.
At Long Beach State. He was an assistant there at Long Beach State under Brian Gimolero for the indoor program, and then was the sand, then known as sand volleyball head coach. So at about 29 years of age, they go ahead and win the sand volleyball national championship, and then for 4 years served as an assistant under Jim Moore here at Oregon, and then took over the program last year, and they got right to work. We mentioned his very first match was at the Vert Challenge in Gainesville, Florida, against eventual national champion, I think maybe 5th ranked team at the time, Nebraska.
Yep.
And that was a victory. And so it kind of set a tone for Matt Ulmer, like, okay, maybe this program under this guy who is just 34 years of age now has arrived. And so the Oregon administration wasted no time. They gave him a 4-year contract extension. And so he is feeling nice and comfortable there in Eugene.
The players had a party. They were ecstatic that he got that 4-year extension.
Big serve here by Vanderweide. Pass by Okino on the money. Backside, it's Gaskin. The dig sniffed out by Nunaviller. Second touch swing by Gaskin. Good up there by Okino. Back bump set a cue, and Gaskin sends it across. Here's Stone. The dink hits the floor. And Hawaii in a sticky rotation right now. That's 4 straight for the Ducks.
It's when Stone gets up so high, she can see the court when she's up there. Just like gazelle-like, just floats.
9th kill for Stone. Hawaii needs something. It's Granato, the roll shot, diving save there by Tastad. Hawaii getting a piece on the block. Scramble play, Q sends it over. Advantage Ducks. Outside, Page. And that's a kill and a point, and Oregon has drawn even with Hawaii. The largest lead was 7 at 19-12. Here we are, 23-all, Oregon with the serve. You'll see a middle to Burns off the block. So it's Tastad going outside to Page, gets it down again. Aloha Bowl, Oregon in set 2. Who would have thought?
Lauren Page, the unsung hero, only had 3 kills up to now. Just got her 4th and 5th kills, playing some good volleyball.
So here it is. Lindsay Vanderweide getting ready to serve. 4 set 2. Okino with the pass. Ma'afala tried to catch Oregon off guard, nothing doing. Page from off the net, diving save, a cue into the antenna. And Oregon completes the comeback and then go on to seal up set number 2. Hawaii led by 7. And And in a heartbreaking turn of events, the Rainbow Wahine now find themselves on the brink of a possible sweep. Well, Hawaii now trailing 2-0. Let's take a look at the McDonald's match statistics. C-Mac.
Well, if you're just tuning in, it looks like a lopsided affair, 2-0. One more and the match is over, but Hawaii with a 7-point lead in that second set to almost pull it off. But there you see Oregon with more kills, way higher kill percentage at 282 to 104. I'm surprised that the blocks are even, and I thought Oregon might have a little bit of advantage there because they're so big. I thought the aces to errors ratio would be better for Oregon. They got 2 point. Oh, they should have 4 aces by now according to their percentages. And tonight instead, Hawaii's got more aces.
Well, that one hurt. That second set that saw Hawaii lead 19-12. They had leads, in fact, of 6 earlier in the set and 7 at 19-12 later in that set, too, only to fall 25-23. So what's the mentality here? What's the messaging to try to pick them up after a dejecting loss like that?
It's really tough. I'm sure that Robin Santos had a few words to the team. She's only got 5 minutes now instead of 10 to do strategizing. Yeah. So in those 5 minutes,
it's that much fresher in their mind.
Exactly. In those 5 minutes, hopefully she reminded them of all the good things they did that set, not the comeback that Oregon made that second set.
So it is now the Oregon Ducks with a chance to crack open the broom closet here. McKenna Granato with the serve to start up set number 3. Good pass there by Ma'afala. Back bump set of Q, and Castillo soft touches it across. Stone in the middle. Dink that falls in the middle of the Hawaii defense, and that is most certainly something that is going to have to be addressed as these two teams get ready to play once again tomorrow evening.
Yeah, a lot of these tips drop, too many tips dropping in Robin Santos' eyes.
Q with the pass. Ma'afala goes middle to Burns. Great dig there by Tastad. Vanderheide up. Dug up outside, it's Castillo. This time the slide goes to Stone. Ma'afala in good position. Akio goes right side to Yosia. And a little beach shot.
It was a little beach cutty. Nice wrist shot by Yosia. She saw that block well formed. And the ball was not set wide enough for her to do her precision line shot, so she shows that she has the full fan working. She can work the whole court.
Outside, Vanderweide off the blocking down. Well, we've been talking a lot about Ronica Stone for good reason. She's got 10 kills hitting 500. Lindsay Vanderweide now with 9 kills. And she's hitting for a fat percentage as well, up near 400.
All Pac-12, 15, 16, 17, all Pac-12 freshman year. All-American 2 years ago. She's got it all going on. What a physical player.
Leva handcuffed Stone for a moment, but she was able to keep it going. Good dig there by Q. Granato from the back row tickled the tape. A save by Tastad. Vanderweide from the back row. Right there is Castillo. Ma'afala, quick middle to Leva. The dink works.
Leva's having a fair amount of success tonight. Leva 6 kills, 1 error, hitting almost 500 on the night.
And once again, a lot of attention being paid by the Hawaii setters to the middle for Hawaii. As Sarah Leva with 11 attacks, Natasha Burns with 12 attacks. So that's 23 total attempts there for Hawaii's middle hitters. As Lasky catches them once again on that dump shot. So here is Stone to serve. 3 serving 2. 2-handed by Granato. Yosia has to find her way under it to set up Castillo. And the dig by Stone. What can't she do? Vanderweide from the back row. We most definitely already know she can do that. And it is 4 serving 2 Oregon here in set 3. Danger zone for Hawaii. Already feeling deflated from how things got twisted around in set 2. And they need to find some traction here in the 3rd. And that's not going to help. An ace by Ronica Stone. And Robin Santos is going to signal for a timeout. Hawaii needs an adjustment, and soon. Welcome back. This is Here's how it works, presented by Central Pacific Bank, CMAC.
Take a look at Lindsay Vanderweide. There's a reason why she's got so many kills. She's got 10 kills to lead all Ducks. Watch her hit out of the back row. No blockers up because Hawaii thinks the ball's gonna be set to the front left. Instead, it's set to Vanderweide out of the back row, and she is so good she hits out of all 6 rotations.
There she is on the dig as we return to live action. Good save along the back line by Granato. Here's Castillo, uncoils off the block. Slide, that's Gill, down the line, but wide, and no touch for Hawaii. So they get the point out of the timeout.
Rare error. Oregon hitting 300 of the night, Hawaii hitting 120. Oregon does not make many errors. Tonight, though, 10 hitting errors. That's unusual for them. Hawaii with 13 hitting errors.
So here is Casey Castillo to serve. And Rasky misses the floor. How about a Q, who was there for the save, and at the very last moment went Matrix, dodging that one, getting out of the way.
Matrix, that was a great move. Just went invisible.
4 serving 5. Good serve there by Castillo. Vanderweide from the back row, diving save a Q. Here's Granato, they need it, they get it, and Hawaii draws even. Well, during that last timeout signaled by Robin Amos Santos, it was hard to make out what precisely she was saying, but there was no doubt she was being affirmative and clear in that huddle.
Yeah. My guess is she wants a little bit tougher service. That could have been called a mishandled ball right there.
Hawaii bench wanted it, didn't get it. Gaskin gets blocked, but it goes off the block and out. And a point for Hawaii. So you have to like the response here by the Rainbow Wahine since that timeout as they jump in front.
Gaskin does a nice job just hitting the ball across court, keeping the ball in play. It wasn't in her sweet spot, but she kept the ball in play.
And that is the first kill of the match for Angel Gaskin on her 13th attempt. And that's going to be a 2-hit violation called against August Rasky, who had to go a little too far down to the floor to get her hands under that one. Another point for Hawaii, a timeout Oregon. Welcome back. 5 straight points by the Rainbow Wahine, and they lead 7-5 here in set 3, trailing 2 sets to none. If you're just joining us, it was a tightly contested opening set, at least for the first half, and then Hawaii fell 25-18. They led by as many as 7 late in set 2, I should say, 19-12, only to lose that set as Oregon came storming back 25-23. Certainly gut-wrenching from Hawaii's standpoint, but they have responded fairly well here so far in set 3. A substitution now for the Rainbow Wahine as McKenna Ross checks into the match. First time we have seen her here tonight. And August Rasky serving for the Ducks, and she attacks the newcomer, and it's an ace.
It's a pretty standard thing to see the opposing team when they're serving. If they see somebody come in, they're going to go right at that person who's been sitting around for an hour watching volleyball. Picked on her again right there.
Q able to free ball it over. Chance here for the Ducks. They go outside, and it is Lauren Page bouncing it off of the floor. And Oregon jumps back in front.
It'll be a good time for Hawaii to change passing pattern, go to 3 passers. Yes, they are right now. McKenna Granato is now stepping in to help out in the passing pattern, and they serve her.
You'll see it goes middle to Leva. Hard angle down to the floor. Sarah Leva has given Hawaii some good stuff here this evening.
She really has. 7 kills, only 1 error in 12 tries, hitting almost 500. In fact, she's hitting exactly 500.
Yeah, that one got her to 500. 8 serving 8, and she's back to serve. Back row set, Vanderweide. Came in hot.
It's such a great bailout situation. Oregon gets a pass that's off the net, a pass that's awkward. They just bump it high into the middle of the court. The Vanderweide is back row, and she goes up and just delivers.
Oregon is a team coming into this match first among Pac-12 squads this year in kills, assists, and aces per set, and second in the Pac-12 in digs. I mean, they just do just about everything well. Here's Willow Johnson past the diving McKenna Ross.
That 6'3" Johnson, so long, lanky, and she's got that powerful arm. She can go over pretty much any block.
I mentioned her father, Randy Johnson, One of the great Major League Baseball pitchers of all time. He's a big guy, too. Big southpaw, right? You can see the arm swing certainly in the genes. But Willow Johnson, who played softball in her younger years, when everyone was thinking, all right, well, Randy Johnson's daughter, obviously she's going to be a pitcher, she played catcher. So it was a bit of a reversal of what a lot of people anticipated. And then, of course, she started to gravitate towards volleyball. And here she is now helping to start it up for the Oregon Ducks, who lead by 3 in set 3. All right, let's go over with Ryan Kalei-Suji. He's with a special guest.
Hey, that's Mike. We are here in the student section, and one former student who's now moved on, Hendrik Mo, former Warrior men's volleyball player. Hendrik, welcome back to Hawaii. Update the fans. What are you up to these days?
Well, I'm here for a beach tournament. It's called King of the Court. My younger brother is #1 in the world right now. He's playing this tournament. So I'm just here as a staff member, helping him out, and also visiting this place, coming back to UH.
What has it been like for you to be able to come back home? And this is your first time back since you graduated. What has that been like to be able to be back here in the Stancher Center?
I mean, it's amazing. Every time I step foot in this building, it's just, it reminds me of the good times when I was a player. A lot of ups and downs, a lot of successes. It takes me back to my senior year, which was great. I mean, it's awesome being back here, just awesome.
So are you continuing to play beach volleyball? Update the fans of what you're doing beyond just helping your brother.
Yeah, so we're going to stay in the United States for a while. After we are here, we go back to LA, to the mainland, and we have a couple tournaments there. I'm going to play in Las Vegas in the end of October. So that's
Hendrik, well, thank you so much. We'll send it back to you guys, Kanoa and Chris.
Thanks a lot. Always good to see some of the alums doing well in the years after the college days. What a story Hendrik Mo has been throughout his college and now professional career.
Another well-called timeout by Robin Amo Santos. She gets up to the point. In the meantime, Brooke Van Sickle picked up her 17th service ace.
Served by Ma'afala. Hawaii trailing by 2. Vanderweide. That time the tip shot was sniffed out by Granato. Burns paint brushes it. It's dug up. Johnson sends it deep corner. Punched up in the air by Aq. Burns goes off the block and down. There were a couple of instances late in set 2 where it appeared as though Hawaii may have had a chance to go to Burns in the middle, elected to send it to the far pin, wondering if maybe they had a couple of those back, it wouldn't be a different decision.
I think if they went back and looked at it, they probably would have gone a little bit more to Natasha.
Good save there by Yosia. Eyeball to Granato from off the net, through the block and down, and Hawaii right back. And we're tied again. 6th time already here in set 3 that we've been knotted up.
Granato challenging the block, not trying to go around it or over it or down the line. Instead, just challenging.
Ma'afala gets the serve in. Backside, here's Johnson off the block. The save by Ross. Outside, it goes to Granato off the fingertips. Right there's Van Sickle. Tight to the net, and the one-hand set by Rasky to Gill, who just dunks it home.
Second to serve, Brooke Nunaviller.
12 serving 11, Brooke Nunaviller, freshman out of Chandler, Arizona. Middle set, it's Burns. Getting back to work.
You called it. She's hot. She's on a streak right now. She's got a good momentum, especially given her play from last week when she made all tournament, the Outrigger Classic, and to see her playing, carrying on now and picking up 5 more kills tonight, she's looking good.
Outside, it's Vanderweide, blocked back by Yosia. She's going to say no. It actually didn't get above the tape. And so indeed, Ernie Ho, the top official, agrees. 4-hit violation against Oregon. Point for Hawaii, 13 serving 12. Gotta appreciate the way the Rainbow Wahine continue to grind this 3rd set out. considering what happened to them in set 2, that could have been traumatic. Obviously, Oregon very much up to the challenge, but you have to appreciate the way Hawaii continues to compete here as Vanderweide slams home another.
She's 6'3", long arms. She jumps well. She can pretty much go over any block. Just a great all-around volleyball player, 6-rotation player. Nice pass by Akiu.
That was pretty. Akiu with the diving pass, and then the middle set to Burns, right down Kalakaua Avenue.
Here's the pass from Akiu, right on the money. Mahafala didn't even have to move.
So 14 serving 13. High arching floater there by Akiu. And Vanderweide, some high cheddar there for Faith Mahafala.
Faith could have gotten her head taken off just then. She came running in thinking there might be a tip, I guess. Comes in a little bit, boom. She almost got it right in the dome.
There is Vanderweide, again a 6-rotation player, doing it from all angles here, 14 all. Two-hand pass by Granato, middle set Leva on the slide. Easy pickings for Page, and then Rasky catches Hawaii on its heels once more. So dangerous with that southpaw swing.
For the most part, she picks her spots, and I think she's going to get better and better at that as the year goes along.
Mahafala touched it over, and that is going to be a back row attacker violation for Hawaii. So Oregon up 2. Three straight points here for the Ducks. Into the net it goes from Vanderweide. So Noreen Yosia now will serve for Hawaii. These two teams will do it again tomorrow night. And don't forget, prior to that match, start time 7 p.m. at 4:30, the scheduled start time for the alumni match, as Ronica Stone off of one leg does her thing again. That's her 11th kill. Alumni match, always a fun time. And some of the
old-timers out there.
The old-timers and some of the more recent timers as well. There's Leva on the step out. Pings it off of the block and down. It will also be Hawaii's final non-conference match tomorrow, because after that, they hit the road to open Big West Conference play at UC Davis on September 21st, and then at UC Irvine on the 23rd. So
Irvine just had a nice win over Pepperdine last night.
Yeah, the Big West looking okay, right? You had the 2 wins by Cal Poly over UCLA last week. Long Beach State took a set off of UCLA here tonight in a 4-set win for the Bruins, ranked 16th now in the top 25.
Looks like it's going to be Cal Poly and everybody else chasing here, pretty much.
Aquino playing what was close to possibly being an out ball, and then Granato slams it off the block and out. So point for Hawaii, they're within 1.
Granato bringing the heat there, again challenging the block. Hitting it high and hard, and then hoping.
Here's Leva with the serve. Perfect pass, Nunaviller, middle set Johnson. The tip shot, Gaskin was right there and got blocked by Burns.
Second time tonight, a blocker has reached back and taken the ball away. You'll see it did it earlier. Mahafala, that time Burns, did it on Gaskin.
Missed opportunity there for Hawaii.
I'd rather have 2 people going for the tip than none, though.
Sure. Here's Van Sickle with the float serve. Akiu. Cross-court bump set to Granato. Tried to send it down the line. Right there was Rasky. Outside, Vanderweide down the line and in. So you look back on that moment, and Hawaii missing what would have been a 3-ball opportunity, essentially. Now it's Oregon by 3 here in the 3rd.
So instead of 18-19, it's 20-17.
Hawaii needs this. Here's Granato, winds up, uncoils, unleashes it long. And Rabanamo Santos reaches for the green card. I think she's going to challenge that there was a touch And this may be more strategic than anything else. Hawaii without a timeout. And Rabanamo Santos trying to do something to thwart the momentum and the overall vibe of this thing. This was about the same place in set one where the Ducks really took control. Rabanamo Santos trying whatever she can possibly do to prevent that from repeating itself.
Exactly. We'll see if this ball is close at all. Don't see any fingers being bent back. Don't see the ball spin change. I think Granato took the right shot, actually, by trying to go down the line there. Just missed by a millimeter or two.
Hawaii been hanging tough here in this third set, but just slight mistakes here and there. Bounces that happen to be more fortuitous for the Oregon Ducks here and there. And now Oregon up by 4. I mean, it's like that when you go up against a team with the firepower and the capability of the 12th ranked Oregon Ducks.
Exactly. Oregon is just so physical, and they've got a really savvy setter in August Rasky. 6-foot senior. She's been setting all 4 years, setting in the 6'2" offense for 3 years. Now this year she's doing the 5-1 where she's going all the way around all 6 rotations. And she's just really savvy and high volleyball IQ, setting a really creative offense that has the ball moving all across the net. You never know where their attackers' routes are going to come from. So they're a difficult team to play against. I'm sure that's why one of the reasons why they beat a good team like Minnesota, coached by former Olympic coach Hugh McCutcheon. Anytime you beat a Hugh McCutcheon team, you're doing pretty good.
Yeah, August Rasky, Matt Ulmer, head coach, calls her a unicorn, says he's a Lakers fan, right? It says that she reminds him kind of the Showtime Lakers and Magic Johnson. He said, I never really saw anybody play the setter position quite like she did, kind of like Magic Johnson. Never saw anybody play that position quite like he did.
That's right. That's a great correlation.
Natasha Burns, a much-needed point for Hawaii. So another positive performance here for Natasha.
And Leva's played well, tonight. The middle's holding their own.
And that's been a focal point for this Hawaii team. Certainly coming off of last week. Burns now with 7 kills on 18 swings. Leva's leading the way for Hawaii with 8 kills on 14 attempts, hitting .500.
And Burns third with 6 kills.
Not fall into the net. That you can ill afford to do in this situation. A set 3 down 0-2. And now Brooke Nunaviller, the Pac-12 Freshman of the Week, had 28 digs in that win over then top-ranked Minnesota last week. Here's Yosia against a double block. Nunaviller, 2-hand save. Back row set to Van Sickle off the block. Good save there by Yosia. Burns in the middle. Finds that deep corner.
Dig by Rico Aquino, too, to keep that ball alive. Almost a perfect pass. Almost like a line pass up to the net. Burns right there going up hard. She's really improved in that area where she's really, if the ball's anywhere near the net at all, that passes up there, she's going to be up trying to get another kill.
19 serving, 22. It's not Pau just yet. Outside, Vanderweide dug up by Tita Q. Granato sets up Castillo, blocked. Played by Ma'afala. Q. Blind back bump set to Castillo, blocked and roof. Ronica Stone shutting the door.
If Veronica Stone doesn't do enough good things to get her team points, she's got to do this as well. That's the straight down block. 6'2" junior from San Jose, former club teammate of Kirsten Sibley.
Burns the touch. Wait, did Oregon get it up? Yes, they did. We play on. That's the second time this has happened this evening. Casey Castillo puts a final punctuation mark on it, but now Rabanamo Santos with sort of a sarcastic look at Dan Hironaka. Did this touch the floor? It certainly, from our perspective, looked like it did.
There's 4 officials watching.
And it absolutely did. Was not even close. Joining live action once again, there's another save by a Q. Back row set to Granato. Nunaviller able to dig it back over the net. Hawaii goes middle to Leva. Nunaviller again with the pop-up. Outside, it's Vanderwide up, high hands, and out. Point Oregon, and they are serving for the match.
Brooke Nunaviller continue to be in the right place, the right time, getting dig after dig after dig. She and Akiu doing terrific jobs of being the liberos tonight.
Yeah, you got a conference defensive player on one side and a Q and a freshman of the week in the conference on the other side in Nunaviller. Aloha ball for the Ducks. Castillo is dug up. Back row set, Vanderweider. Right there is a Q. That's dig number 15. Leva off the block and down. And Hawaii dying hard here in set 3.
Gonna give them credit, they're doing an awful lot of things well. Well enough to hang with this nationally ranked, very good Duck team.
They can look at segments of this match tonight, even in a sweep defeat, and they can point at areas where they outplayed the Oregon Ducks. They just got to put it all together. Stone through the block, good save there by Granato. Yosia sets up Gaskin. High hands, and it'll be played back the other way. Rasky, great save, Q, busting out the spatula. Castillo sends it over. Oregon on the attack. And it is hit long by Lauren Page. Point for Hawaii. They're within 2.
Once again, Tita Akiu keeping rallies alive. She is amazing. Great dump shot. This is as good a dump shot as anybody can put down. Right there on the 10-foot line of Akiu, right there to stretch out, get the spatula underneath, and pop that thing up.
Oregon signaling for the timeout. Tita Akiu has proven to be a special player here in this Rainbow Wahine uniform. We didn't get to see much of her as she was playing her first 3 years at Texas Tech in the Big 12, where she was able to record over 1,000 career digs there. But what an addition she has been to this 2018 roster.
Just great anticipation, great athleticism, good volleyball IQ. She's where she's supposed to be, when she's supposed to be there. Pops that one up to keep it alive, and Hawaii keeps the rally alive as accused. She makes this happen time after time after time, where you think the rally is over, and there she is again to dig another ball.
I mean, she's a tremendous athlete. It's obvious. Her anticipatory skills are off the charts as well. I mean, you can go back to in high school at Kamehameha Kapalama, where she placed 4th in the state triple jump event in high school. And so, you know, those kind of quick twitch muscles and that kind of explosiveness, you see that translated on the volleyball court as well.
Exactly. I'm really glad that the league honored her last week, giving her the Defensive Player of the Week. And she certainly deserved it after her performances in the Outrigger Classic.
All right, so it wasn't a timeout by Oregon, it was a challenge on the pancake save there by Tita Q. And it was upheld by Dan Hironaka. The correct call by our replays as well. And Yosia with the serve, 22 serving 24, still Aloha ball for the Ducks. They go slide, Veronica Stone, and that is your volleyball match. Oregon does it in straight sets, 25-18, 25-23, and 25-22. The one that hurt the most tonight, the one that will send the Rainbow Wahine home and perhaps prevent them from sleeping oh so comfortably tonight, was set number 2, where Hawaii led by as many as 7, 19-12, and unable to close the deal.
So hard to, once you hit that 20 mark or the 19 mark, getting close to the end, those last 5 or 6 points are so hard to get. And when you're playing against a team like Oregon, the 12th ranked team in the country, who's already beaten the #1 team in the country, you just never can count them out. They're so physical, so athletic. They pretty much earned all those points down the stretch. It wasn't like Hawaii folded.
Sure.
Oregon earned most of those points.
And again, Hawaii will have a chance to look at certain sections of that match, and they can feel like they were outplaying at times the #12 team in the country. Let's check in with Scott Robbs. He's with Robin Amos Santos.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Coach, I know disappointed with the outcome, but I thought the team acquitted themselves well against the #12 team in the country.
I think we had moments that we did play good, and then we had moments where it's like, what are we doing? And that, that's how we lose. We're up 22-16. Like, how do you not close on 22-16? Like I said, we can have really good moments, and then we can just, blank all at once.
But I think what you can do is look at the film probably from tonight, and you have the rematch tomorrow. And you got to feel like there are things that you can do better, and that must give you some hope.
There's a lot of things we can do better. You know, it's whether they follow game plan and they execute it. That's it. Like, yes, there's a lot of film to watch. Actually, not a lot because there's only 3 sets, but yeah.
Thanks, Robin.
Yeah, thank you.
All righty, guys, back over to you.
Thanks a lot, Scott. All right, we will take a break. When we come back, we will have the Bank of Hawaii players of the match, Oregon, by way of a sweep here at the Stan Sheriff Center. Welcome back. Bank of Hawaii presents the players of the match. Ronica Stone gets the nod for the Oregon Ducks. 12 kills to match their national ranking. Hitting 500, 5 blocks, 3 digs, and a service ace. Sarah Leva had a good night. 9 kills, matching the kill percentage of Ronica Stone. 2 blocks and a service ace. Alas, Hawaii falls in straight sets. They are now 4-4 on the year. Oregon improved to 6-3. The Hanaho match tomorrow night at 7. Don't forget, the alumni match will precede that at 4:30. But before we send it to the Heineken postgame show, C-Mac, I'll give you the last thought.
I think that the thing I hope that Hawaii really works on in their meeting right now, and maybe in tomorrow's serve and pass session, is covering more tips. Too many tip shots dropped tonight, and I'm sure Robin Amos Santos was not happy with that. But, you know, overall, there's so many good things that they did, I think, need to be recognized. Certainly the play of Sarah Leva was inspiring to see how well she played. And Natasha Burns, another good night, 8 kills, 2 errors, hitting 300. So there are some good things out there that Hawaii needs to capitalize on and then knock off some of the mistakes, some of the self-inflicted wounds.
That's right. It sounds overly simplistic. It may sound even trite, but you're right. And Robin Amos Santos is right. 22-16, you're up. You have to finish that set, and Hawaii was unable to do that here tonight en route to this sweep defeat at the hands of the Oregon Ducks. But the beautiful thing about college volleyball, they get another stab at them tomorrow night, and we'll see you then. Don't forget about the Heineken postgame show. But for now, for C-Mac, Chris McLaughlin, I'm Kanoa Leahy. Till next time, everybody, aloha from the Stan Sheriff Center.